Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'm about to fight a kill team game between my Deathwatch and Harris's Orks. So the story that we've got here is a tale as old as time. The Deathwatch were sent in to go handle a Greenskin infestation, if you will, on this Imperial planet. And they sent out a fast reaction force kill team to go handle a group of boys that were running rampage through this sector of the city. And they've decided to try to purge this planet of the alien. The aliens are rampaging through here, taking and looting all that they can find. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing the Retrieve Archaeotech mission from the basic rulebook. Essentially, there are 6 objectives on the table, 2 that are closer to our deployment zones, and then 4 along the middle here. Those objectives, if you are within a triangle of that objective, you can perform an action for 1 AP that will allow you to disengage that objective. So you would turn it, basically you're turning off the computer. Once that's disengaged, you can perform a pickup action to pick it up and then hold that objective with your guy there. So you can have it and you pick it up and you hold it. At the end of each turning point, for each objective that you disengaged, you score a victory point. And for each objective that you control at the end of the game, each disengaged objective that you control at the end of the game, you score 2 victory points. So that's going to be the story. That's going to be the mission. Before we go any further, let's show the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Deathwatch, I'll be running a single fire team of Deathwatch fighters. We have a Deathwatch Sergeant, a Deathwatch Heavy Gunner, we have a Deathwatch Fighter, and we have 2 Deathwatch Warriors. And for the Orks, he'll be running 2 boy fire teams in his kill team. We'll have a Boss Knob, we have 2 Gunners, and the rest are boys. So those are the kill teams going over deployment. I've got one of my Deathwatch Warriors here. I've got my Deathwatch Sergeant here, Heavy Gunner in the middle. We've got my Deathwatch Fighter over here, and we have another Deathwatch Warrior on the side here. Going over deployment for the boys, we've got a Rocket Boy over here, Gunner with the rocket. We've got a regular boy. We've got boy, Boss Knob, and 2 more boys. We've got 3 boys over here, and then we've got over on this side, we've got another boy with a rocket and a regular boy, right? That's the ones over there, if I'm not mistaken, on the side? Or just the rocket? Oh, just the rocket guy is on this side there. No, he's by himself. So that is going to be the deployment. We will now move into the scouting phase. Essentially, with the scouting phase, what you do is you choose one of 3 options. You have Fortify, Infiltrate, or Recon. Fortify allows you to place an additional barricade. Recon Infiltrate, which is the second option, allows you to once during the first turning point, you can change the activation token on one of your guys, which is pretty good. And then you have Recon, which allows you to do a free dash move at the beginning of the game here. And it works. This will actually determine who will go first because it's a basic rock, paper, scissors system. So Fortify beats Infiltrate, Infiltrate beats Recon, and Recon beats Fortify. So we are now going to reveal our choices here. My opponent has hid his under there to make it easier for him, and I've got mine in my hand. So 3, 2, 1. My opponent chose 3, I chose 3, so we will both be taking free dash actions. He had chosen to be the defender, which meant that I'm the attacker, and if there's a tie during the scouting phase, the attacker gets to choose who goes first. So as I'm probably going to go first, just to activate my guys first. So we will come back to you with the strategy phase of turning point number 1. All right, so into the strategy phase here. We both gained a CP, leaving us with 3 CP because in match play, you start with 2 CP if you have leaders, and we both have leaders. And then we now take it where we go into playing our strategic strategic ploys. I have chosen not to do any of my strategic ploys this turning point, but my opponent has spent 1 CP on Daka, which allows him, if he retains a critical hit, he can also retain one of his misses as a regular hit. So pretty cool, especially if he's going to be shooting a bunch, which he probably is. He's got a lot of boys with a lot of guns over there. So that is going to be the strategy. On reveal target reveal step, neither of us is revealing any of our things right now. So that will be the end of that one. So we will come back to you after with the first activation for the Deathwatch. All right, my first activation will be over here. I dashed my guy up forward with my free move for recon. This then allowed me to make a move onto the objective over here. I am then going to disengage the objective, and then I'm going to pick up. So the move was 1 APL to disengage it, and then 1 APL to perform the pickup action. But now he is going to be carrying that objective there. And that is the end of his activation. All right, for the Orks, first activation here, his boy with the rocket here is going to fire into my dude bro with the frag cannon. So what do you have on these?
So the rocket launcher is 5 attacks.
Rocket launcher is 5 attacks, looking for
4s because of the aim bits.
4s because he took the aim bits equipment on there.
Alrighty.
Okay, so he got 2 crits and a regular save over there. And Daka, because of that, is going to turn one of those into a normal. So he's got 2 normal and 2 crits, which is really good. AP-Y is 1, so that's going to be -1 from my defense dice. And then I will roll these, looking for fill faces. Honestly, I want to try to cancel out those crits. I do get 1 fill face, so that's pretty good. You know what? He has Purity Seal. I'm going to use the reroll because for free, I may as well. Nope, nothing there. So it's just going to be the 1. These are going to. So I'm going to cancel out one of your crits there. So you've got a crit and 2 regulars.
So it's going to be a total of.
How much damage is it?
13 damage.
So it's 4. 2
4s and a 5.
It's 4, 5. So he's got 8, 13 damage. I think that just straight up kills him. Alrighty, so my opponent has now revealed one of his tac ops here, which is a Deadly Marksman. So he was marked as his marksman, and essentially you reveal it once he's incapacitated a dude bro. This is now means that if he is able to kill another or incapacitate another model during the game, he will score a VP, and if his marksman is not incapacitated at the end of the game, he will score an additional VP for a maximum of 2 VP, which is the maximum you can get for all of these tac ops. So pretty good there. My second activation will be my warrior over on this side. He is going to move and dash up the board to here, and then he is going to shoot into his boy with the rocket over on this side. I am going to choose the Dragonfire bolts, which means that it grants the no cover special rule, so he's going to just, he's not going to receive the benefit of cover over here. So we're going to have 4 shots here looking for 3 pluses. Getting 1, which I'm glad I have the no cover. You at least have to roll 1 5 up on your 3 dice. 3, you have to roll 3 dice. Yeah, you have to roll all 3.
Good thing.
Yep.
Good.
Missed on that one.
Get out of here in a second.
Getting the 1, so that will ignore that 1 hit. All right, so now my opponent over here is going to shoot at me with his rockets. So he's going to have 2 hits because he also gave them the targeted bit, right? Something like that. Targeted bit, and then he also got that Daka. That 6 gave him an extra hit there, so he's got 3 hits. It's AP -1, so I'm looking for 2 3-up saves. Making 1. Oof. Okay. So making the 1, so what's the damage on that? It's like 5 and 4, so 9 damage, so he's got like 2 left, I think. Oof. My leader here moved, dashed, and then disengaged that objective there for his activation. His boy back there is going to move and disengage. My activation with this guy, he is going to move and he is going to dash, and then he is going to disengage that objective there. My opponent activated his guy over here, who just, did you dash or did you just move? You just moved up over to there where he likes where he's at. And now my guy over here is going to overwatch into his dude bro with the rocket. I am going to roll 4 dice. I'm looking for 4s now because overwatch is -1 to hit. All right, so getting a crit and a regular. It has no cover, so you cannot just take the extra save there. So you've got 3 5-ups to make.
So I'll cancel your crit.
Cancels out the crit with a 6, so he takes 3 damage. His guy over here moved up over to this place. He had put conceal on a bunch of guys because he was afraid of my frag cannon, which, to be fair, he probably should have been until he just ganked it for his turn. All right, so I ran out of guys that could overwatch, so we just did the rest of his movements. This guy back over here stayed still. His boss knob moved and dashed up over here. A bunch of the boys over here moved and dashed to where they are. So that is going to be the end of the turning point here. So at the end of the turning point, I scored 3 points for disengaging 3 of the objectives, and my opponent has managed to score 1 for disengaging 1 of the objectives. So that is going to be it. We will now roll to see who will have initiative going into the second turning point. Opponent rolled a 2, I rolled a 1, so it will be Orks' turn. We'll have the initiative. We'll come back to you with the strategy step. All right, so into the strategy step of the second turning point here. We both gained a CP. Then we went into the ploys. I have decided to do Shock Assault as a ploy for 1 CP. It allows me to do 2 fight actions if I so desire, as long as I don't shoot. My opponent has chosen to do 3 strategic ploys. He has chosen to do Daka Daka Daka, allowing him to, when he's shooting, if he gets a crit, he can take one of his misses as a success. He has also done Wah, which means until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly Greenskin operative fights in combat, in the roll attack dice step of that combat, when you would retain 2 or more normal hits, you can select one of those hits to be retained as a critical hit instead. And he's also chosen Get Stuck In. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly boy operative performs a fight action in the roll attack dice step of the combat, you can re-roll one of your attack dice. So spending all his CP right off the bat there, but I think it's all good. It's a pretty pivotal turn. It'll be pretty good for him to have that. So that is going to be it. We also then have our reveal target step. I am revealing 2. I have Hold the Line. So I reveal this at the reveal target step of any point after the first. At the end of the turning point, if there are no enemy operatives within Pentagon of your drop zone, you score 1 VP. And if you achieve it the second time, you get another VP. Also, damage limitation, trying to keep my guys from, during this turning point, not being incapacitated, which is, I think it's going to be a tall order, but we'll see how it all goes. So that is mine. My opponent also has chosen Rout, has revealed Rout as one of his tac ops, which essentially means he gets points if he incapacitates one of my operatives within a Pentagon of my drop zone. So that is going to be the end of the strategy phase. And we will move on to the firefight step. All right, so my opponent is now going to activate his first boy here, who is going to charge into my dude bro over here and fight me. So he is going to have 4 dice here looking for 3 pluses. I'm going to have 4 dice looking for 3 pluses with my power weapon. He's going to have succeeded on everything there. So he's got 2 crits. It doesn't make a difference really, because his first thing he can do is just do the crit and incapacitate my dude bro. All right, my sergeant's now going to activate. He actually picked up the objective that he was on over there, moved over to this objective, and now he's going to fire through the building into the orc knob over here. The reason he can shoot at him, this building is obscuring, so we're doing it with only the building, not the base of it, just to make it a bit easier to work out. But his orc knob is within circle of the point at which it crosses, therefore he's not obscured by the terrain there, so making him a valid target for me to shoot. So I'm going to shoot with the Dragonfire, so ignoring cover, or no cover special rule. So I've got 4 shots hitting on 2s because he is my sergeant. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits, no crits. My opponent now has looking for 5 pluses.
4 plus because he's got the heavy armor.
4 plus because he's got the heavy armor here. So 3 4 pluses. Getting 1, so that crit, it doesn't make a difference. He can ignore that one. So he will take 6 damage.
Okay.
All right, so his boss knob over here has charged into my sergeant, and he is going to fight. So he has the big choppa, so he's going to have 5 dice looking for 2s, was it? Or 4 dice looking for 2s. I have the Xeno Phase Blade on my sergeant there. I have 5 dice looking for 2s. My weapon, special rules, I have Brutal and Lethal 5+. So Brutal means that he can only parry with crits, And my lethal 5+ means I crit on 5s and 6s. So here we go. Rolling our dice. Both of us are looking for 2+, so we all hit 2+. I get 0 crits.
And I get 2 crits.
My opponent got 2 crits there because of Wa. So what are you going to do here? 1 second. All right, and I'm going to use his Purity Seal here to reroll one of those attack dice there into a 4, so it's a regular one. So my opponent is going to hit me with one of the crits here, which does 6 damage. I am going to just do damage to him with this, doing 4 damage, and then he will do the 6 to take out my leader. So my opponent now did score rout with that because he killed one of or incapacitated one of my models within what was it? It was within red of my drop zone because he was in my or like almost near in my drop zone over here. He also managed to score Headhunter, which is another one of his ploys, which is if he managed to kill my leader, he would score 1 VP, and if he did in the first or second battle round or turning point, he would score an additional VP. So he scored 2 VP for killing him there. Pretty good. All right, so my guy has now activated. He is going to charge into the 2 boys over here. So I'm going to start with attack, and then my next action is going to be to attack the guy on the left there. He's got a Thunder Hammer, so I'm going to have 5 attacks now, looking for 4s to hit. My opponent, because I've charged into 2 guys there, is going to get +1 to his attacks, so he's going to have 4 attacks, looking for 2s to hit, because he gets +1 for having that other guy in combat with him. All right, so I get a crit, and I get 3 regular hits there.
So
my opponent has a crit.
We'll convert that to a crit.
Yes, Wah makes one of the other ones into a crit there.
And I'll fix
and then he's got
crit with get stuck in.
Get stuck in, so he's going to re-roll 1. Nope, that's still a hit though. So he's got 2 regular hits and 2 crits. Because I have the Storm Shield, I'm actually going to start with my crit to ignore your 2 crits, because I get to ignore 2 dice with the Storm Shield when I parry. So then you would do 1 regular damage to me.
I'll hit you.
Going to hit me there. I am then going to parry this one and do 2 regular damage to you there, which let's find out what that damage would be.
And I do 40.
All right, so my opponent did the 1 damage to me. I ignored all of these on him, and then these 2 will go into him. 5 damage apiece with a Thunder Hammer, so that will straight up just kill the boy. And then because I did Shock Assault, I'm going to attack again into his other guy there. So 5 attacks hitting on 4s. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 3s now because he doesn't get the +1. Alrighty.
Alright, and I'm going to take advantage of get stuck in.
So he's going to roll get stuck in. Getting a hit.
And that'll crit because of Wah.
That'll crit because of Wah, but I am going to use my parry to parry those 2 away, and then those will straight up just kill him. All right, so now my opponent is going to activate his guy with the rocket over here. He's going to hop up on top there with a movement, and the second APL will be to shoot his rocket at my Storm Shield guy. So he's going to shoot into him over here. The weapon does have splash, and it says that each operative, not enemy operative, not friendly operative, just says operative. So his 2 boys there are within, for splash, it says a mortal wound for each crit that you do to the target and each operative around there. So both those boys are in crit range or splash range over here. So he's going to have what is it? 5 dice hitting on 4s.
Right now they're playing very similar to.
So that's going to be 3 hits, no crits, but it's AP -1, right?
Yes, and Daka 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 is not.
All right, yeah. So Daka Daka is not going to happen because he doesn't get any crits. I'm actually going to roll 4-ups on the Storm Shield with the invul save from the Storm Shield because it's 3. My defense is 3. The AP would -1 from my defense, so I'd only have 2 dice looking for 3s, or I can roll 3 dice looking for 4s. So that's what I think I'm going to go with over here. Okie dokie. So I got a crit and 2 misses there, which is they would have been misses even though on the 3. So I get to ignore that, and that's going to do 10 damage, which is going to kill him. All right, so now I'm going to activate my guy over here. He's going to move over to this point, and then he is going to shoot into his boss over here. So I'm going to fire with Kraken rounds, which means that I get it's on a crit P1, which means that on a the weapons P1, which means that if I crit, it becomes AP -1 on these shots here. So I'm going to have my 4 shots here hitting on 3s. So I did get a crit, so you're going to be AP -1, and you got 3 that go to there, so you're going to have your 2 dice, right? AP -1, so 2 dice looking for 4-ups. Getting 1, so that means he can only ignore this one. This will kill him with the 3 dice there.
Do some extra damage.
So now his guy over here is going to activate. He's going to move up over here and take a shot at my lone remaining guy over here. So he's looking for fours to hit because of targeting. That is a crit over here.
Yeah, which lets me turn
so that turns another one to hit. So he's got 3 hits there. It's AP -1. So I'm looking for 3 up saves, getting 2 regular saves. So I don't ignore the crit, but I did ignore those 2. So that's going to the crit. It does 1 mortal wound because of splash damage, and it's going to do 6 damage on that blast there. So putting on a total of 7 wounds onto him. All right, so now my guy over here is going to activate for an Overwatch. Since he's my only guy left, he's going to fire into his Rocket Boy. So I'm going to shoot with the Vengeance rounds, which are going to do damage 4 on a regular hit and on a crit. But I am going to be hitting on 5s, though, because he's wounded, which is -1 to hit, because he's wounded, and he's also -1 to hit because of Overwatch. So I'm going to have 4 shots here, looking for 5s to hit. Getting a crit.
3 dice.
And you know what? I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. We'll roll one of those. No, doesn't make a difference there.
Looking for a crit.
Looking for a crit to save. Nope, no crit to save, so he'll just take 4 damage. All right, so the rest of my opponent's activations here, this guy moved and dashed up over here. This guy moved over here and flipped, turned it over there. This guy just moved up here, picked up the objective, and this guy back there just picked up the objective. So that's going to be it for turning point 3 here. Currently the score is 5-3. What's that? That was turning point 2. So now at the end there, I did score a VP for hold the line because he's not within of my deployment zone over here. So I did get 1 point for that, but I did not get damage limitation, obviously, since I lost 3 guys that turning point. So, so that's going to be it for that. So now we will roll off to see who will have. Oh, can I get my dice? I forgot. I left all my dice over there. So I just needed 1 there. I just need the 1. That's cool. So now we're going to roll off to see who has initiative going into turn point 3. I rolled a 2, so it's going to be Orks' turn with the initiative here. So we'll come back to you with the strategy phase. All right, so that's going to be into the strategy phase step here. We both gained a CP. My opponent spent 1 on Daka. I spent nothing on my tactical ploys. And then the reveal step, none of us had anything to reveal. So we're going to move on to the firefight step. And now we're going into the firefight step. He's going to activate this guy who's going to fire into my dude bro. So looking for that.
And that'll be 5 hits.
5 hits, and there's nothing I can do with it because I'm only going to have 2 dice to try to deny it, so he will be eliminated. And with that, that is a resounding Orc victory there. So the WoW was successful. Yeah, my guys went down real hard. Yeah, a victory because at the end of it, he can just move on to the objectives that have been turned or not turned because he has an entire turn to do it from here on out. So he's going to be able to take those and get the victory there because as it stands right now, it's 5-4 to the Orcs. And then when he gets next to all of these deactivated, he's going to get 2 VP for each of them. So a resounding victory for the Orcs. So I guess the alien was not purged this day, but the Greenskin WoW continues on. So yeah, a brutal game. Just goes to show you how it can be. I mean, I probably should have spent a CP on only in Death to Zudien to allow him to activate at least once with the frag cannon, but I didn't. So, but still a ton of fun. I'm really liking the game. It's I'm still learning the rules. This is my opponent's first game of Kill Team, so it was fun. He did good. He knows what he's doing. Apparently, better than I do. So, but it was a ton of fun. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Harris. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.